Welcome back to the Jake Asman Show on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need a mortgage that fits your life? Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Jake Asman.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. You can get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, parts, better prices every day.
He gives that one a ride, deep right field. We are tied. The Angels come all the way back.
Grand salami time for Walshy. Second home run of the game. Wow, just like that. Halo magic.
Valley Sports West with the call. If you're a Yankee fan and you stayed up past 1 a.m. to watch that, God bless you. You deserve some sort of medal. The Angels beat the Yankees last night 11-8. In the ninth inning, the Yankees were up 8-4. Aroldis Chapman walked the bases loaded and then allowed, as you heard there, a game-tying grand slam. Lucas Licky then came in and gave up 3 more runs, and the Yankees lost 11-8. This came after the Yankees knocked out Shohei Ohtani in the first inning and scored 7 runs off him. 7. They're up 7-2 in the first inning and lost 11-8. 5.5 hours later, 2 rain delays mixed into this game, and they lost that game. The Angels became the first team in the modern era to score 7+ runs, to allow 7+ runs in the first inning and then score 7+ runs in the ninth inning and win. This was an absolute disgrace. And the Yankees have no one else to blame but themselves. They did not tack on runs throughout the game after the first inning. And ultimately, Aroldis Chapman, who's the highest paid reliever on the team, one of the highest paid relief pitchers in the sport, he went out there and stunk at the worst possible time. And this is not just a short sample size of Chapman being bad. After he was nearly unhittable at the beginning of the season, his ERA over his last 13 appearances now is north of 6. He's allowed 12 runs in his last 8 appearances. This is a disgrace. You cannot lose this game. I have Yankee fans texting me that just woke up. My buddy Jake just shot me a text. They bleeping lost last night. Everyone went to bed. This game was 5.5 hours long. It didn't end till after 1 in the freaking morning. And the Yankees lost to an Angels team that isn't any good. But guess what? Neither are the Yankees. They're not good. They're 8.5 games out of first place. 5.5 games out of the second wild card spot. This team stinks. They're missing something. There's something not right. This team shouldn't be this bad. But you know what? Maybe they are just bad. I mean, to knock out Ohtani, who had nothing in the first inning, and you lose. If you knock out the opposing team starter after 0.2 innings pitched and don't win the game, there's something wrong with you. Unless that pitcher got hurt, there's no excuse. And the Angels bullpen stinks, and you only scored 1 more run after the first inning. Oh, my God. Was this a nightmare? And you know what? I wasn't even screaming and yelling watching this like I normally would. I'm like starting to become desensitized to all this. Like I'm just sitting there and like just stunned disbelief. Like this cannot be happening. But it did. And then you have people being like, well, Aaron Boone, he's at fault for this game. Look, I'm not an Aaron Boone defender at this point. It's hard to defend Aaron Boone when he's the manager of a team that is 2 games over 500. But blaming Boone for last night is stupid. This team's not any good. They're not hitting. Aaron Boone gave the ball to his closer with a 4-run lead. What more do you want? That's the perfect time to use Chapman, who hasn't pitched in a week. He's got a 4-run cushion. And he walks the bases loaded and gives up a home run? I don't know what it is, man. Maybe he's not using sticky stuff anymore, and that's why. Because Chapman went from having the best year of his life to now looking like a guy that is, the human white flag out there. I mean, this is just, it's baffling. Baffling. Hal Steinbrenner, perfect time for him to speak to the media today, finally. The Yankees, when they were up 8-4, announced last night Hal is going to talk to the media before today's getaway day game, thinking, oh, well, the team will be coming off 2 straight wins, starting to turn the corner. Hal could give a positive message. And then that happened last night. Oh, I can't wait to hear what Hal has to say. If George was running this team, someone would have got fired last night. I hate to play that card because things are different nowadays, but it's true. If George Steinbrenner was running the Yankees, someone would have been fired for that game last night. Maybe it's not Boone, but someone's getting tossed. Someone's getting canned. I mean, what a disgrace. It's hard to imagine the Yankees losing that game. If you missed it live, you can't believe it. I just got another text from someone that said I was sleeping through it. You went to bed. There were 2 rain delays in this game. The second one was 90 minutes long. They didn't pick things back up until like after 10:30 on the East Coast in the 5th inning. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. This team is just not any good. They're missing something. The Yankees are closer to being sellers than they are buyers at the deadline. It's now July 1st. They got a month to prove that they could even be a playoff team. They got a month to prove it. And right now they have proved absolutely nothing other than they aren't very good. They aren't very good. And I'll say what I've said on the show before. If they miss the playoffs, change has to happen from the top. Brian Cashman has done a good job in his career. There's no doubt. The last couple of years, this team has gotten worse. This team does not have enough talent to win, despite their payroll being over $200 million, and that's not good enough. Nobody's on scholarship forever. If this team misses the playoffs, they need an organizational change. You cannot keep running it back with Cashman. And if Cashman's out, the new GM's picking a manager, and that would mean Boone's gone as well. Speaking of Aaron Boone, this was Aaron Boone on the loss.
Terrible loss, and continue to have good at bats and give ourselves chances to blow the game open and couldn't get it done. So let them hang around enough. And then it was obviously a struggle there in the ninth.
Oh, yeah, it was a struggle. It was a struggle, to say the least. What a disgrace. 8.5 games behind first place in the East. Yankees had the highest win total projection going into the season in the American League. What a disgrace. And let me get to this. Before the game, the Yankees decided to sit Aaron Judge to rest him. Earlier in the week, Aaron Boone came out and said the season was on the line after the Yankees got swept by the Red Sox. And he sits down the Yankees' best player last night, a day after Aaron Judge hit a home run and made an unbelievable catch in right field. And he sat him down against Ohtani. Awful. Bad job by Judge for not going into the manager's office and screaming, "I'm playing, bleep you." Bad job by the Yankees for sitting down their best player. They're resting Aaron Judge for what? So he can have, so he'll be better rested to go to Cancun in the offseason when the Yankees miss the playoffs? Is that why Aaron Judge is resting? A disgrace. It looked like it was not even going to matter because the Yankees were up 8-4 in the 9th inning. But thank you, Aroldis Chapman. What an early morning present to the Yankee fans that went to bed last night thinking the game was in hand.
O'Reilly. If you're ready for an oil change, trust the